broadcasting from Northwest Pennsylvania. You're listening to the Gen Extra podcast with Dave and Blaze.
There you have it. It just shut off. Oh God, I think I started again. All right, there we go. Yes, happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
St. Patrick's Day. Oh, we might have some of the earliest and drunkest audios we've ever had this morning, depending on what they want to do.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I think most people probably tied one on Friday and Saturday.
Probably. I mean, I'll tell you what. So downtown Cleveland's got a pretty big St. Patrick's scene.
Yeah.
We're actually kind of advised not to go because I work downtown. We're advised not to go downtown if we can avoid it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, well, they have extra security at the doors. So it's just in the parking. I mean, there's more people downtown, right? So the parking situation is different. The pedestrian situation is different. There's road closures for the parade. So generally, yeah, no, we're not. I will not be going downtown to work on Monday, day of broadcast.
It is quite the holiday. I mean, is there another holiday like that kind of just revolves pretty much solely around drinking? Like, is there another holiday that severe?
I mean, there's Oktoberfest.
Yeah, but that's a fest. That's not a on the calendar like it's St. Patrick's Day.
That's true.
It'd be like the equivalent of like Easter or like it's a holiday. It shows up on your Google Calendar all by itself. I don't think Oktoberfest does.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah. That's very true. No, I really not in the States anyway. We went to not St. Patrick's Day, but I traveled to Quebec City, years ago, and their patron saint is Saint John, and St. John's Day there. We were there for the feast. It's around our anniversary in June, and so a lot of times when we travel, internationally around the time of our anniversary, we tend to run into these festivals if either the city or even some of the country has like ties to St. John's. So
were people getting like lit up for St. John's Day?
So in Quebec City, I will say St. John's Festival is basically like St. Patrick's Day in the States. It's blue is the color instead of the green.
Okay.
Which we can get into fun facts about St. Patrick's Day later about that. But
yeah, I want to hear some.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, there was a dude. He had like this basically like this backpack, but it was like a modified backpack where it wasn't really a backpack. It was just shoulder straps, and there was like a cube of beer strapped to the back of it, and it was basically for taking. This guy was literally just around a case of beer, and the whole city. It was truly celebratory. Like it was really like everyone was super friendly. There was no hostility. It was just this great celebration of the city. It was really cool, but booze everywhere.
Okay, all right.
Nothing was dyed. Like they didn't dye their bodies of water or anything like that. Much
right.
Like,
we've kind of gone overboard here in the States with all the green.
It's funny because it's really co-opted, right? Like the States, as far as I understand, this is pretty much a U.S. thing. This isn't something that happens anywhere else in the world.
Just take it to the extreme.
Exactly.
Did you see the article I put in our thingamajiggy? It happened out in Pittsburgh.
For those who are new to the Gen Extra podcast, thingamajiggy is a technical term for the post-it board where Dave and I put our ideas.
Yes, the thingamajiggy. the Trello app. Yeah. Sorry.
Which thingamajiggy are you referring to?
Yes, the Trello app. But no. Oh, the thingamajiggy would be the event that happened out in Pittsburgh. The
Pitt one.
Yes. So my wife and I were in the kitchen, and I was sitting at the table, and she was on her phone. She's like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh dear God." She's like, I gotta call Grace. I'm like, "Oh no, what happened?"
I just watched it. Oh
yeah, somebody sent Carrie a video of a party down in Pittsburgh, down at Pitt.
Oh my!
Where they were having this massive St. Patty's Day party. And
yeah, they were
college kids. And there was probably 12 or 15 kids on top of this porch roof. And
it's a roof. It's not actually clearly not meant. It's not like a patio roof.
Right. It's just a roof.
not coded to hold people.
No, but it's there was a bunch of kids on it, and it fell. And this girl who was filming, she was just happened to be doing like a general, video sweep of the event, just kind of like, look at all these people that are here. And as she was panning across, she caught it in the act of falling down, and it landed on like 10 or 12 people.
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody, died, but there were some kids that went to the hospital with like broken arms and some pretty good injuries.
Almost closer to 20 people.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's packed.
Yeah, way more than should have ever been on that roof.
Which would be between 1 and 2. Yeah.
So, but so everybody's aware, Grace was okay. Our daughter was fine. She was at that party and witnessed it.
Far away? Yeah.
Yeah, she was there. Like, even had like, I saw some of her snaps where she was like hanging out. She was like under that roof at one point, just hanging out. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, that's the dangerous part. Is people on top weren't the ones that probably were susceptible to injury. It's the ones that are on the bottom literally got crushed by 25 people plus a roof.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
well,
I feel terrible that for anybody that got hurt in that. I'm glad that, my daughter didn't, any of her friends.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah.
Party safe, folks. Party safe, listeners.
Yeah. Don't pile on a roof. My goodness.
Don't go, just as a general tip, roofs and booze, probably not the best combination.
Yeah. Those kids are all going to have that story like 15, 20 years from now to tell their children.
Yes.
Like, when I was in school.
Yeah. When I was in school, we piled onto a roof.
Yeah. And it fell over. So anyway. Yeah. So actually, I do want to hear some St. Patty's Day facts because, to be honest, I don't know a lot about St. Patty's Day. I know that everybody wears green. There's leprechauns. But before we get into all that, you did bring something to my attention because I asked. Because I was asking, I said, how do I, or what kind of music do I put into this?
Yeah. And I said Celtic. Because you were asking about the intro.
I'm like, how do you spell that? And you're like Celtic. I'm like, well, duh.
Boston.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, are the Boston Celtics technically the Boston Celtics?
Yes, it is not. It is not supposed to be Celtics. No one, except for that team, that is never pronounced that way. It is a hard C across the board.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
I never made that connection.
Yeah, I know. It is. It's one of those things that kind of passes through your mind, and you don't really think about it. But yes, it's absolutely the Celtics.
I'm gonna start calling them the Celtics.
You should. You absolutely. There are factions of people that will call them the Celtics. I don't think you get too many side glances. I mean, you might have some people like you, whereas at Epiphany, be like, I'm sorry, what? But generally, yeah, no. Because here's the thing, though, is like if you ever heard the term Celtic music, the term Celtic doesn't jar your brain. Right? No. You've heard it before. You've heard that, and you've heard Celtics as the Boston Celtics. But that's it. So if you were to say, "Oh yeah, the Boston Celtics," people might not whinge too much at it. But
yeah, we had a cafe
or so,
Yeah, we had a cafe down in, I think it was down in Franklin. Maybe it was, we'll see. Anyway, a local cafe called the Celtic Cafe, and that's what everybody called it. It was the Celtic.
Interesting.
It was technically the Celtic, dude. It's like mind blowing to me that everybody mispronounces this word. Is it is it mispronounced?
Fair, the US of A has a long tradition of mispronouncing words.
That is true. That's true. Yeah, like when you hear like someone British say schedule.
Oh yeah, well they're just wrong. So what can I say on that one?
Yeah, aluminium.
Aluminium. You're making up syllables, my friend. That's where I'm getting at. There, you're just making up letters. Yeah, it's like through, right? We'd spell it THRU because like drive through and stuff, and they spell it thruff because they're trying to cheat at Scrabble.
Drive thruff.
Drive thruff.
They say drive thruff.
No, they do not.
Okay.
Okay. It's spelled though with the OUGH. I mean, it's like, what's all the letters for? You trying to just trying to get more words and more points on your word game or what? I don't know. I never understood it. I prefer more phonetic spellings of things personally.
All right.
So spell it like it sounds. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Hang on. This is Google.
Google.
This is Google. Wait, did I see JoJo on here? Oh yeah, Joe's on here.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, indeed.
No, this is the podcast channel.
Yes, it is, and you are very loud.
Yeah, that's what I do around here. Oh crap!
I don't know how to balance this out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Bye, Joe. Anyway, I want to hear Google's pronunciation of aluminum.
Aluminum. Aluminum.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I had to confirm with Googs.
Well, the Googs is always right.
Yeah, Joe thought we were playing games, by the way.
Oh, but we're in the podcast channel.
Yes, we are. I don't think he noticed.
Which literally says "Do not disturb."
It does.
Which also, I think, literally was set there
by him.
Him.
Yeah. Oh my god! All right. Well, we're off to a great start here.
We are off to a fantastic. This is what happens when we record on a Sunday night, listeners.
I know.
We just go awry. What was Google used to be called? I forget now.
Oh God. Yeah, that was last episode. Oh, what was it called?
It was really odd though. Whatever it was very, very strange.
Yeah. I don't remember. Anyway, is there any good nationalities aside from
rub that for you?
Oh, back rub. Yes.
Let me back rub it for you. So back to the color thing, which I alluded to earlier. St. Patrick's color was blue. Like that's the color of the patron of the saint, right? Of actual St. Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Due to it was basically shifted to green for use by the Emerald Isle and Irish nationalists. So they embraced the green color and they basically forcibly aligned St. Patrick to wear green color and to be associated with green to kind of stick with the Irish pride and the Irish nationalism that was coming around at the time. So that it wasn't always green. That's in recent history, relatively recent history, that was something that became green.
Do we know what exactly St. Patrick did to justify having his own day? Like, what did he do? Do we know?
That's a great question. It's something I actually don't really know off the top of my head. I can look it up for a second. I mean, there's the illusion. There's the myth that he drove snakes out of Ireland.
They must have been really bad.
Well, they must have been.
If they gave him his own day after it.
Yeah. I'm just looking here. So he was an apostle. He brought Christianity. Here we go. He's credited with converting the pagan society native to Ireland to Christianity, establishing churches, monasteries, and schools in the process.
Okay.
So the myth of him driving snakes out of Ireland, that's the kind of, I don't know if you've ever heard that myth or not, but that's kind of what kind of gets popularized.
No, I don't think I've ever heard that. No.
Yeah, I mean it's incorrect. So if you didn't know it, that's probably a good thing.
He probably got rid of a snake for like one person one time, and then it's just
it's an allegory for him driving out the pagan beliefs out of Ireland.
Oh, the snakes. Okay.
Being evil, especially in the Christianity mythos, where the snake is the tempter.
Right.
Driving the snakes out of Ireland is entirely euphemistic for getting pagan religion out of Ireland and bringing Christianity in. So that is what he is actually known as a saint for. And the first St. Patrick's Day parades, again, back to my earlier point, were not in Ireland. This is entirely a U.S. holiday. Like St. Patrick's Day in Ireland and other parts of the world are very solemn occasions where it's a saint celebration, right? Only the U.S. started the whole parade thing. That's entirely us. It started in St. Augustine, Florida, actually. In early as like the 1700s, this was started. And Boston held its first parade in 1737. Was the first St. Patrick's Day parade. So this is a long-standing tradition. This is much longer than I thought it was. My goodness. It's been doing this for, 250 years?
Wow.
Whew. Boy.
I'm kind of embarrassed, like when you're talking about him getting rid of the snakes out of Ireland. Like I literally I took it just at like face value, like literally. Like in my mind, I'm like, he's got like a stick and he's like flicking him into the ocean.
Well, I always pictured it because I went to Catholic school, so you hear these things, and I always pictured like Pied Piper style, right? Where he's just like the Pied Piper leads the rats out of the city or something like that. Is like St. Patrick just snake charming these things out of Dublin or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, just got himself like a set of bagpipes, just walking them, just having them all follow.
That's more Scottish, but yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be careful there. That might incite some violence.
That's true.
Oh man. Oh man, I still love the opening.
It was pretty good.
Show. That was really it. It's the corned beef and cabbage thing, also an American tradition. I don't know if you're like a corned beef kind of guy for.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do
Patrick's
enjoy
Day.
some corned beef and cabbage.
Definitely a U.S. thing. I love it. I actually not so much the cabbage. I like corned beef hash.
Yeah, it's good too.
Like, oh my gosh, so good, so good.
Yeah. What is like a what would be a traditional like Irish meal? Like, wonder what. Let's see.
So that I don't know as much. You can look that up. I'm more familiar with like British cuisine, like bangers and mash. Like it was like in Britain, bangers and mash is kind of like that equivalent where you get the meat with the potatoes, and I just call it like hangover food. Like it's awesome for hangovers, in my opinion.
Irish stew's coming up a lot. It's
Okay.
It's got mutton, mashed potatoes, onions, carrots, and herbs. That sounds kind of good, actually.
Oh yeah, I should know that too. I actually did, as we discussed before on the show. I did theater when I was earlier in my life. One of the shows that I did was it was dinner theater,
Mhm.
actually, which was really weird. It's the only time I've done dinner theater. I don't know if I'll ever do it again. It was a very bizarre experience. I'm more used to like traditional you be on stage and there's not like an audience eating there around you.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah.
half paying attention.
It was okay. It was weird, but it was called Finnegan's Wake. It's about an Irish family, an Irish immigrant family having a wake for their father. It's like a dark comedy show.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun to do, but yeah, I should have known that because actually the menu was had like Irish stew. It was like served family style where
Nice.
so I should have known that. But yeah, probably something that if you were to ask my wife about it, she'd be like, "Oh, don't talk to me about that show."
No,
So,
didn't care
like,
for it.
it was earlier in our marriage and I was away for I had rehearsal like every night and I was like working the weekends it was in addition to my day job, I was also like rehearsal every night and then the shows on the weekends. It was pretty straining. And then once we had kids, that was not going to happen again.
Right. Yeah. It's like, gosh, like, come on, Breeze.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's exactly. She just calls me Breeze, especially when
In
I'm
my
in trouble.
mind, yeah, in my mind, she does.
Yeah. No, in my mind too. That's my head canon.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's move on past the St. Patrick's Day stuff. So,
Yeah. So happy St. Patrick's Day to
Yes.
those who are celebrating it. My boss will not be in the office at all. She will be on vacation because her name is Patricia. She is Irish. She is first generation born US, but her parents are Irish. So
is her last name Mick something?
no, actually. Although she's married, I actually don't know her birth name. I only know her married name. But
Okay.
either way, she is definitely going to be off on Monday.
Yeah, well, good for her. All right,
Yeah,
let's jump into some national days, man. I want to hear what's aside from St. Patty's Day, what else is going on?
Well, interestingly, so here's something that I thought was kind of cool was this week contains, let me just double check the calendar. This week contains the majority of the Hogwarts House Pride days.
Oh, right on. Nice.
Yeah, so I was going through my normal national days and I came across on March 20th is Hufflepuff Pride Day. And I'm like,
Hufflepuff.
first thought that came to my mind, who would be proud to be a Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff is the most or the least wanted house, I believe.
I feel like I'm trying to use some parlance that will piss off my oldest child. I feel like Hufflepuff is a bit slept on, if you will. You know, like it's no one respects the Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff doesn't slap.
It does not slap. However, it doesn't eat, or it eats with their cooks. I don't know. There's lots of herbs in here that they do. But what's his name? Robert Pattinson, twinkly vampire guy.
He was also Cedric in Harry
Cedric.
Potter.
Thank you for remembering. Cedric was a Hufflepuff. So in the whole 7 books, Cedric, the Hufflepuff, is oh, you see, you're almost surprised by that, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're
I forgot he was a Hufflepuff.
Too cool to be a Hufflepuff, isn't he?
Yeah,
but
I felt like he'd have been more of a Gryffindor.
Right, but alas, he's a Hufflepuff. So Cedric's a pretty cool character,
Yeah. Wait, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Slytherin, and what's the fourth one? There's one more.
No, you don't remember? Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. I mean, Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff were. Ravenclaw just sounds cooler. Hufflepuff's definitely the stupidest house.
Hufflepuff, and they're the animal avatar is a badger. Like it's really interesting.
I feel like even the Sorting Hat kind of made fun of the name when he said it.
He's like Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Yeah.
He's like laughing outside of his hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Yeah. So Hufflepuff Day is on March 20th.
Mhm.
Slytherin is on March 21st. Gryffindor March 22nd, and Ravenclaw March 23rd.
Wow. So this whole week is just Harry Potter houses. That's cool.
They line them right up there. I kind of always wanted to be sort of like, I kind of like the Ravenclaw idea. It's like it's wits, it's intellectual. I kind of like that. Plus I like the color blue.
Yeah.
I'm told by my entire family that no, I'm in Slytherin.
Yeah, I think like as much as I would have wanted to be a Gryffindor, I feel like I would have gotten chosen for Slytherin. I'd have been a shit wizard. I think so. Like
You'd be the one using it to like play fart sounds in the middle of the hallway. That's what that would be you.
Yeah.
You use your magic wand to be like, oh yeah,
like,
there we go.
Cassius Falatius. Like sorry.
Okay. Props to you for coming up with that spell name on the fly. Brilliant.
I'm like, oh god, here comes Dave again. He's like, Prr. Like this stupid.
Brilliant. So that was honestly like that was the majority of the days of the week, aside from St. Patrick's Day, is the fact that the Hogwarts house days are really coming up. One thing I did want to bring up, I thought was really kind of silly, is March 19th is National Automatic Door Day, which is just the strangest of things. But that's why we started doing this National Day thing, because there's just national days for everything. It's very, very bizarre.
I think it's fair to celebrate the automatic door. Like you ever run into one by accident because it didn't open fast enough?
I did. I had literally a month ago. I'm going to share this story. I was at the grocery store, and I was walking out, and I just had one bag, right? I didn't even have my cart.
Mm-hmm.
I had enough for a bag, didn't even need a cart, put the basket in a little stack of baskets,
Mhm.
and got my grocery bag, and I'm walking out there. I'm walking out, the door slides open. It just doesn't slide open fast enough, and I totally checked that thing with my right shoulder.
Yeah.
Right off the rail.
Oh, you popped off the rail?
Yeah, because
Wow.
they're emergency brakes, right? Like, you can always, well, in current code, you have to be able to push them out. And so many of them have quick release.
Oh.
And I totally hinged this thing. Like, it was so embarrassing. I clipped it. It was like, pack, and just, it swung right off its hinge.
I bet you kicked it like the Karate Kid in Karate Kid Part 1.
I did. Right in the beginning where the door, where
you're like, hi-ya!
It's the other guy. Yes, that's exactly how that happened. Thank you. That's my new headcanon now. I tried to fix it too. I rushed back, and like one of the employees like, it's okay, we'll take care of it. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was mortified. I was so mortified. So stupid. Yes. So sliding doors. It is cool. It's kind of fun because it's like, it really came from out of Star Trek, right? Like that was the whole concept of a sliding door. Like Star Trek predated that by like a decade.
What? Did they really?
Yeah.
No.
The concept. Yes, that was a dude in a wall. They couldn't get that mechanic to work for the show. They literally had a dude on a rope, or dude pulling the door open from within the walls of the sets of Star Trek. Like that was.
I mean, I guess a lot of sci-fi shows kind of they'll hit technology before the actual real technology's here. Like like Inspector Gadget. They were like him and Penny were FaceTiming before FaceTime even existed.
Absolutely.
Like,
the concept of video call.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't the first one, but that's like my first memory of somebody FaceTiming essentially.
Well, they were on watches too, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like, didn't they have basically Apple watches?
They had
right?
Apple watches, yeah. Yeah, which is crazy.
Life imitates art or whatever it is. But yeah, so there you go. National Sliding Door Day, Automatic Door Day. Do you remember back when, to put some Gen Extra spin on this, do you remember they weren't motion sensor back in the day? They had the pressure pads.
Oh,
do you remember the pressure pads? Back when you were like you were like a kid, like in the 80s.
Oh, they were like metal, weren't they? You just had to like step on them.
You had to step on them. Yeah, they were usually like rubberized on the top, but like you had to actually step on that pressure plate to get the door to open. And that was the coolest thing when I was a kid. I used to love like racing my brother to run and jump and be the one to jump and open the door by jumping as hard as I could, because there was a certain amount of pressure. If you were too small, it wouldn't trigger. You had to be like an adult, or you had to be a kid that jumped on it.
Oh, okay.
running and just jumping on this thing to open the door, and that was just.
Then they all went to like a LiDAR or radar system or something.
Now it's just boring. Right now it's just there. We take it for granted. So don't take it for granted. March 19th, sliding door day, automatic door day.
Yeah, it is frustrating when you walk up to like a Walmart or something, and one of the banks of doors doesn't work, and you don't know it, and you're just standing in front of it, like, hello.
You're waving your hands in front of it.
Yeah.
You're doing the white. Yeah, you're like, ah.
Yeah, we get so used to technology, we don't know how to deal with a door that doesn't work. So
there's probably some great dystopian movies that capture that too, where there's people coming back from the future and they like walk into a door expecting it to open. I'm sure there's more than one movie that's done that gag.
I'm sure. Oh God, I'm trying to read this article that's coming up that I want to read here in a second, and it's just ad after ad. Stupid New York Post. Here we go. All right, so I want to jump into a couple stories here that we have, Breeze.
All right.
Unless you had anything else to add.
No, that was the international days. We're fully covered.
Okay, all right.
There are a lot of stories here. I want to read some of them, so let's go.
Yeah. All right. So the first one here I'll take. It's on the New York Post. Article reads, or the title is "The Wife of Ghost Adventure Star Aaron Goodwin." He's the one of the trios. Not the main guy. The main guy is Zach Baggins. It says posted eerie photo week before. I think that's not worded properly. A week before.
AI is writing these articles now. I'm convinced.
I think so too. Yeah. So I'll sum it up. She was arrested. His wife was arrested for a murder for hire plot for poor Aaron from Ghost Adventures. He's kind of like the goofy kind of fun one. You know, if you ever watched the show.
Nope.
Okay. Well, there's 3 or 4 of them, and Aaron's been on since the very beginning with Zach. He's now like, he doesn't have any hair. Anyway, he's really funny, but apparently his wife was somehow texting a convict. Like this guy was in jail or in prison, and she was talking with him, and he was apparently going to hire or get someone to kill her husband. And
wow.
Yeah. And like the last message was before the cops discovered, or the prison, what do you call them? The guards, they found this guy's phone, this inmate's phone.
Okay.
And they were going through the messages, and they figured out who this person was that he was messaging, and alerted authorities to get a hold of Aaron, because it read like all these texts about having him killed. And the last one said he's currently asleep in a hotel room because he was out on his job doing Ghost Adventures. She goes, is it done yet?
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Aaron is still alive.
Okay. Yeah.
They foiled the plan of his murder, like, which is just insane. Yeah. She was only 32. I think he's probably like around like probably 45, like somewhere around our age. Or he's 48. Wow. Yeah, he's 48. But yeah. She was trying to off him. And she even said, like, I feel bad that I don't, that I just didn't want to get a divorce, but she wanted to go through with it and kill him. I'm sure she probably wanted like his like life insurance money and like whatever he had, his Ghost Adventure money. His ghost
busting bucks.
Yeah, his ghost busting bucks, man. Yeah, he literally evaded being murdered. That is insane.
Wow. So, wow. Like, that's, wow. I mean, I guess, I don't know, the concept of like a contract killer for hire always seems a bit weird. Like, is that a thing?
I think
or
so.
Is that a movie trope? Like, but.
I mean, I don't even know where do you even where would you even look?
This is just like Craigslist? Like, what,
Maybe there's like some kind of like code on Craigslist that most people aren't aware of.
It's dark.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah,
these are the
yellow pages.
That I'm curious about, but I don't actually want to know.
No,
like I don't actually want to know, but I'm curious at the same point.
And I don't even know how she would know. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, how do you find contract like a hitman?
There was a funny movie about that. I don't know if you saw that movie Hitman. It was kind of fun. It was based on a true story about it. Basically, a sting operation where
Timothy Olyphant was he in that?
I forget the actor's name. Maybe.
Or it's the other guy that looks like him.
There's the other guy that looks like him. He's younger guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's younger than Timmy the Elephant. I do not remember his name. He's really ripped though. Like the dude's he's ripped. He's a heartthrob for those that are interested in that. And it was a good enough movie. It was just about this guy who was like, I don't know if it was FBI or police, like tech, right?
Yeah.
Like an audio tech. And they would just basically microphone up and wire up undercover agents who were posing as contract for hire killers.
Okay.
And the whole premise of it was there's no hitman you're going to hire. But basically, like people who would be like, oh yeah, I need you to, in the underworld, I need you to go find somebody to bump off my, my ex or whatever. And they call the police. And so the police would kind of play into that and say, okay, and pretend to be that contract killer. And this guy kind of fell into that line of work where he would sting people who were trying to kill other people and then, be wired and get them arrested. So it was a fair, cool enough movie, to be honest.
Well, there you go.
For a light watch.
Yeah.
It's called Hitman.
Breeze's movie recommendation of the week.
There it is.
Hitman. Pretty sure it got like 1 star too. I think I remember. It didn't go over well.
Hitman did not go over. I don't know. It was fine. It was good enough for me.
Yeah, I think it was fine.
I have a low bar though, to be honest with you. I'm just, so
yeah.
So
I want you to take the next story, Breeze.
Yeah,
the Disney story.
Oh no, not the Disney story.
You put it on here.
Okay,
let's hear about it.
This is from WDW, Walt Disney World News Today, back from March 8th of this year.
Walt Disney World News. They put this on their news site.
Well, no, it's unofficial.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's unofficial. I can't imagine. First of all, the Disney news circuit. Okay. The headline is Cosmic Behind. Guest poops all over the floor and walls of Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. And people kept standing there. So Cosmic Rewind is one of the newer featured rides from the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's called Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been big Guardians of the Galaxy fan, so at some point I'd like to go, preferably not when someone is causing problems all over the place. So yeah, apparently somebody was waiting in line and
had to go.
Let it rip. And everyone, interestingly, just stayed in line and like covered their noses and like.
You don't want to give up your spot?
Apparently not.
Those lines are long, man.
That's the funny thing. So here's the quote from the article. You can hear one guest, and this is in the video, yell, "Ew," in the background of the video. Despite the stench and the unfortunate accident, it was not enough to convince riders to exit the queue, with many just standing there or moving along as the line progressed.
Oh God, just having to walk past it.
That's what I found fascinating about this. Like, oh my gosh, like,
I mean, okay, how far into the line? What it had to have been really deep into the line.
It must have been, and honestly, that's what got me thinking. I'm like, it's one of those things. It's like, would you rather, right? Like,
that's what I'm thinking. Like,
I don't know what I would do. I would honestly, I would probably brave through it.
Well, I mean, if you're like that close, if you're like, oh my God, like we've been in line for 2 hours, like we're literally like.
At a Disney ride, even if I've been in line for like 20 minutes, I would seriously be debating. I'd be like, because here's the thing: eventually, you're going to move past it, right? You're going to move away from it.
Yeah, and the smell's going to carry. It's not going to be great, but yeah, you'll get far enough away.
On right, like I that's what is really. I wanted to bring this on because it intrigued me, and as I was like, oh, that's gross. Why would you do that? And the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh no, I think I would probably have stayed in line.
Yeah, they're committed. What I'm wondering too is like, all right, so if a guy or whoever had this accident, it's misfortunate accident.
I like that you just assume it's a guy.
I assume it probably was.
I think it's the same assumption.
Yeah. So he accidentally pooped his pants. All right. How did it end up all over the walls in the like?
That's the mystery. No one knows.
It's disgusting.
It says, quote, a guest pooped all over the floor and walls of the Guardians of the Galaxy queue in Epcot.
I'm wondering if like he literally just like
I don't know.
If he pantsed himself and he had like, I don't want to get too graphic here, but let's just say that
Shorts,
it was
like Richard Simmons or something, not enough Yeah, I don't know.
And let's
I
just
don't
say
know.
that maybe he had a bad fish sandwich or something. His stomach was a little upset. You know, maybe it came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a
yeah,
garden hose.
yeah. Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
so that. So yeah, sorry for that. That was my Disney story.
So I don't know if the article says this or not. I just have one more question, then we'll move on.
Oh, I will definitely try and answer your scatological question of the day.
Did he stay in line?
Oh, ooh.
Where did he go?
I don't think they know who did it, but
Okay, all right. So he's just like, wow. I was like, boy, that stinks. Like,
I would like fire exit.
Right, yeah.
God. Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's the question.
My goodness. All
Yes,
right.
indeed.
Let's see. I have another story here I found. Actually, no, these are all yours. So I'm going to steal one of these. Let's see what this
Are
is.
they all mine? Have I been contributing to the thingamajiggy or whatever you called it?
Yeah, let's see. This says an officer conducting a pat down on the man.
You added this one. Don't give this to me. You added this one.
Did I? Oh, okay. I did add this one. All right, here we go. Okay, here it is. TSA catches a man smuggling a live turtle in his pants at the New Jersey airport.
Turtle pants.
Turtle pants. Yeah. Oh, it's a Pennsylvania man too. Way to go.
Yes, it's
Represent.
like one from Florida man.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania man.
This is nothing compared to Florida man stories. Yeah, a Florida man smuggles a turtle. It would sound worse if it was from Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would sound more normal.
Yeah. So he had this turtle in his pants. I'm not sure why. I mean, why would he try and smuggle a turtle? I mean, I guess you probably can't take it on the plane. And he wanted to take his little buddy, his little turtle home he found. Yeah, I don't know. End up.
Was that turtle that he was illegally? I'm trying to read through the story.
No, it says right here. It says the turtle was confiscated. It's not clear if the turtle was the man's pet or why he had it in his pants.
Well, first of all, that's an amazing question.
Oh, it was only a
I love
5-inch turtle too. It wasn't very big.
Here's a story, and I don't know if I've shared this with you before. If I have, I'm sorry. But I actually had a friend, and this was pre 9/11, but I actually did have, it was my roommate in college, my freshman roommate in college was from New York, Long Island, and was flying back home. He had a pet gecko, which lived with us in the dorm.
Okay.
Very innocuous pet in a terrarium, whatever. He had the gecko. Well, he was going to fly home for break. And he was going to fly his gecko home for winter break. But he didn't want to pay to have the gecko shipped home because that's quite expensive. So what he did, to an engineering school, he got a Tupperware container and put the gecko in the Tupperware container, had pierced holes. It breathed. It's okay. Duct taped it to his torso.
Oh, boy.
And just wore his coat over it. And just went through security with a gecko duct taped to his torso.
Nobody stopped him?
Nope.
I mean, there's no metal or anything. It's not going to beep.
Right.
Unless you get a pat down.
Right. But this was 2000.
Yeah.
This was way before the body scanners and all that stuff. Like, it was just a metal detector. And guess what? Ain't no metal. So yeah, he literally duct taped his gecko to his belly to get it home and flew back to Long Island from Cleveland with his pet.
Yeah.
Plane. So this kind of seems like the first, when I read the story, the first thing came to mind was, oh my gosh, it's my roommate Chris duct taping his pet reptile to his torso. So I don't know what this is. It's really weird. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. I actually want to back up to the turtle thing again. Not so much not the actual turtle, but I'm thinking of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have a question, like, I guess an anatomy question, maybe. So if you think back to the way these things looked, did the turtles have, I don't believe they had tails, correct? Like the actual Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
No, they were not rendered with tails.
Okay. Even the live action movie, right? No tails?
No tails.
Okay. So they were just basically a big turtle shell onesie.
Yes.
Right. Okay. How they obviously they're not going to show like a turtle sitting on the toilet, but you have to assume, you know, with the sheer amount of pizza that the turtles ate, then at some point, turtles gonna have to go to the bathroom. All right.
And they do it at Disney World in line for the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
Show.
How exactly did that work with the turtles? Like there's no.
Can I just stop you for a second? Are you asking me on this show how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. I mean, at some point they're gonna be standing like at a urinal, like they're gonna have to go pee at least. Like, are they like pulling it like out around the edge of the shell? You know, like they never really clarified how that worked in the movies.
Oh, Teenage Mutant
Not a
Ninja.
once.
I don't know. That's
I think in every movie like that, like if there is the question, like they gotta write into the script somewhere, somehow.
how do they pee?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to see it, but at least like, you know, maybe at least they like, you know, have like Donatello or something, be like, I gotta hit the can, you know, so at least you know they're going.
Oh, so you just address it in the world building. Like,
Yeah.
You don't have to render it. You just gotta address it somehow.
Yeah, you can
Like-
you still gonna have questions, but at least you know they're going to the bathroom at some point.
It's like it's the three seashells.
Yeah.
You know, you have to address it.
Right. You don't need to see it being used or demonstrated.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's the mystery that will remain unsolved.
I forgot to mention at the very beginning of the show too. I do have a short game for you that we're gonna play here at the end.
All right.
So,
Fantastic.
yeah, so let's jump into the next story, one of these ones that you put on here. Let's do the
Okay,
green.
so
Let's do the
next
green
one.
flames.
I was gonna say, so this is one you could look up online. It's kind of very visual. It's from about 4 days ago. I found it on Reddit of all things, but it is green flames rise from manhole covers at the campus of Texas Tech, and buildings were evacuated.
Green
So-
flames. What burns green? Methane burn green?
Boron.
Boron. Okay.
Boron.
I think methane
That is-
burns clear. Actually, it's clear flame.
Yeah, I think so. So this is copper and boron
Hmm.
burn green. The official statement was yes, it is boron. There was a boron leak. It was not a sewage pipe. It was not a sewage manhole cover. It was an electrical manhole cover. There was an electrical fire. It ignited some boron, but it is trippy to watch this video. Texas Tech green flames. Google it, and it's the crazy thing is that it is literally like bursting out of here. It looks cinematic.
Oh, dude,
looks
it is.
movie.
It is green.
Yeah, like Maleficent from
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
is about to burst out of this thing. And not only that, but the manhole cover is dancing because it is being burst upwards from the flame.
Oh,
So it's not seeping. It's like it's popping this thing. It's so cinematic. It is so cool. And this happened in real life.
That's
It is
crazy.
so great.
Yeah, it's not
Isn't
like a little flame, like a campfire flame. It's like,
No. These are like 6 to 8 to 10 foot flames that are bursting
oh,
out
dude,
of this.
huge flames. Some of these are really big. Yeah, that's crazy looking.
So I think that's nuts. And that was another thing where you could see these people walking by in the video and they're just like, oh, look at that. And again, I asked myself, okay, what would Breeze do? Like,
What would
There's a-
Breeze do?
there's a moment where I'd pause and be like, whoa, there's probably a brief moment after that where I would be running because you don't know what that is. Like, how combustible, it's already bursting open a steel manhole cover. Like, if that explosion builds,
Oh yeah.
I don't want to be within 50 feet of that thing.
No.
You know?
No. If something.
It's like you playing Helldivers. I really don't want to be close to you because you're going to kill me.
Yes, that is true.
But I think I might glance, but then I would probably run. I would like to think that my fight or flight reaction would be like, yep, Breeze out. But maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. I think I'd probably try and video it for a minute, and then I would definitely feel the
Yeah, you would.
panic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was pretty violent. Let's touch on this
Maybe
last.
be like, we need to improve the lighting on this here.
Right. Let's do this last story real quick. It's not going to be a long one, and then we'll play this game and we'll wrap up for the
Good.
show for the week. So do your last story. You added this one too. This is about the
I did.
Cheeto.
Oh, yes. The Pokemon shaped Cheeto sells at auction for $87,000. So this is something called a Cheetozard, which is a Cheeto shaped remarkably like the Pokemon Charizard. Now, my youngest has just gotten into Pokemon. and is watching it now. I knew nothing about it before. My oldest was not into it. I was not into it. Yeah, 60 bids on this uniquely shaped Cheeto that, it looks, it does kind of look like a dragon. Like the Cheeto on a profile view is kind of shaped in a dragon formation. And yeah, it's sold for $87,000.
All right.
And
so
I was just, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. It's crazy.
how can I don't understand. Like, I don't get how people can pay that kind of money for a Cheeto. Like, I've seen other things too, where like, oh, people bought this potato chip that was like looked like, like Jesus
like
Christ or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like for people to have that kind of money to spend on a Cheeto that kind of looks like something like that, you have got to have an extraordinary amount of disposable income. That what are you gonna do with this stupid ass Cheeto? You're gonna mount it and like put it on your wall? Like, what are you gonna do with it?
As it's sold, it's actually already in a display case. Like it's already like sealed and it's just there. And it's just a flex, I guess. It's crazy to me. Now, I have learned recently that Charizard is apparently a very powerful and somewhat rare Pokemon.
It is very rare. It is the most like sought after card. I do know that.
So like, yeah, I just learned that. And now here's this. It's a 3-inch Cheetozard, if you will. So
Stupid. Yeah,
I'm only just coming to terms with how popular Pokemon is because I missed it. You probably missed it too, right? Like
I had no interest in it. I only know the Charizard thing from watching Pawn Stars. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
well,
Somebody was selling a small collection of Charizard cards, and like Chum Lee was like super excited. He's like, "Oh yeah, like Charizard's." And I remember the name, and I remember it being like a rare card. But a flipping Cheeto. Come on.
90 grand. I'm gonna start to buy more Cheetos, man. That's my retirement fund right here.
All right. You could like at the Cheeto factory.
Oh yeah.
Like you could manipulate those Cheetos and put one in a bag and be like, "Hey, buddy, give me like $1,000 for this bag and it's yours. It's got something cool in it." And like there could be like this weird like market that exists, of foods that look like things. It's stupid. So,
hey, forget that. Honestly, it's gonna 3D print something that looks like a Cheeto, cover it in Cheeto dust, and sell it for 90 grand on the internet.
yeah, ridiculous. It's like the guy that bought the duct tape banana for like $1 million and ate it.
Oh my gosh.
Just literally hand over the cash and he ate the banana. That
started on that, man.
That is some disposable income. Oh my god, that's
right.
Someone that wants to get rid of some money for probably like tax reasons.
Yeah, right. You have too much liquid income. Let me solve that with a freaking Cheeto.
Yeah. So, all right, here's a little game I came up with, Breeze. We'll end the show with this.
I'm excited and terrified.
Now you'll be fine.
Okay, great.
These shouldn't be too bad. All right, so these are, I got inspired by a Instagram video of somebody doing this. So I come up with my own. These are movie titles, but opposite.
Movie titles, but opposite. Okay.
Yeah.
Stretch my neck.
So example, if I like the opposite of the movie Alive would be Dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm going to read you the opposite title, and you have to tell me what the actual real title of the movie is.
Well, this is fun.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. First one here. Here we go. Yes City for Young Woman.
No Country for Old Men.
There you go. There's the. All right. Here we go. A Loud World.
Quiet Place.
There you go. Nice. All right. This one's fun. Temporary Darkness of the Cluttered Brain.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes. So it might be a little trickier. Revive Bob.
Kill Bill.
Yes. 12 Cheerful Women.
12 Angry Men.
Yes.
I'm like, well, what's the? So I got stuck on what's the opposite of 12?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's the same.
All right,
this one's funny. The Angel Wears Sweatpants.
Oh, Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, I like that one.
All right, here we go. Live Easy.
Die Hard.
Yes.
Oh my God. Alan Rickman for the win.
Yes. Forward to the Past.
Oh yes, Back to the Future.
All right, this one might get you. We'll see. You Are Ordinary. Do you know this? You figure this one out?
I Am Legend.
Yes. All right, this one might be a little harder. Here we go. The noise of the wolves.
Oh, Silence of the Lambs?
Nice, yes. The slow and the calm.
Fast and the Furious. I love these. I'm just gonna do these all day.
Yeah. Found in clarity.
Lost in translation? No.
Yeah, that's right, but that was a little bit goofy.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's a good thing I do movie titles.
Dusk of the Living.
Oh, Night of the Dead? Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
All
Almost like Night of the Living Dead? No, Dawn of the Dead.
All right, here we go. Last one. The formlessness of fire.
Oh, Shape of Water.
Yeah. There you go.
That actually was the hardest of the lot. I will say that one. I was like, the formlessness word. I'm like, what? Shape of Water? Hey, I never saw that. Did you see Shape of Water?
I saw maybe half of it. It was just it was odd. It was weird.
Okay.
I think that was an M. Night movie. Not one of his best, I think. I think that was an M. Night movie. Was it the one that had like the one guy who did like curls, like weightlifting curls with one only with one arm ever? So he had like one giant like Popeye arm and a regular skinny arm. Was that movie?
I have no idea. That is not what that's not what I remember
Like,
the
I don't
plot
know.
the way I was reading about it. Wow, this got weird.
I
had no
idea.
idea. All right, cool. That was fun.
Yeah. All right. You want to wrap this one up?
I do.
All right. Let me hit the button here, and there you go. All right, guys. Thanks for checking us out again, and we will see you next Monday.
Thank you all. See ya.